What is freaking poppin', y'all? I kind of felt inclined to get this meditation on camera just to make sure that, I don't know, we kind of check all the boxes in terms of, rest day meditations. But anyways, this has been a very restful rest day. And I mean that, physically, but mostly mentally, because I don't know if I'm alone on this, probably not, but I kind of have somewhat of a social media addiction where I kind of, hop on my phone and then it's almost immediately after that my thumb just kind of reaches for like the Instagram icon or YouTube, honestly. YouTube and Instagram are the biggest ones. And it doesn't help that, I post on there. So it's kind of like I'm checking, all the feedback, all the likes, all the comments, all that fun stuff. But then it kind of takes me down a rabbit hole. So I kind of freaking watch it with that. But anyways, today has been definitely different. I mean, we basically have only spent like a total of 5 minutes on social media. And that was literally just to kind of check a few things that like, see how my posts were doing, and then I saw like a few stories, few posts, and that's about it, which is the best that I've done by far in a while. And I can notice pretty much almost immediately that I'm a lot calmer and everything just kind of flows a little bit easier. And I think it's because I just have a lot more mental reserves. On top of that, the meditation this morning was freaking chef kiss, amazing, just because I was a lot more gentle with it than I usually am. It's funny because the only two things that you need for this meditation, well, I guess three, is being alive, check, having your personalized transcendental meditation mantra, check, and then the third one is just to continuously come back to that mantra gently. And, I've been kind of biffing it on that third one pretty recently. It's not like I'm, perfect every single time. Like every meditation just rocks. I go into this deep state of rest. It's not really like that all the time. There are those days where, even if I do my 2 meditations, I'm still kind of like overthinking. I'm still, a little bit anxious. I'm still a little bit, even like sad to a certain extent, just because it feels like I'm not hitting my goals that I want to hit. But at that point, man, like it all comes down to just being even gentler with yourself, because the gentleness is more kind of like I want to say like an oil or like a grease, where it like imagine like gentleness is like oil on a pan, it just kind of makes everything flow a little bit smoother. So it's one of those things where it's like, let's say you have like a creaky door and you put WD-40 on it. The gentleness or just being gentle is the WD-40, so that's kind of what I came to realize this morning. It was pretty awesome meditation, if I'm being honest. And I think like a lot of that joy and all the good stuff that comes with the meditation isn't really, it's not there enough if you're not gentle with yourself, just because it, your mind can pull you in a million different directions. So the gentleness kind of softens a lot of what your mind can do, and it just centers it into right now. So that's kind of my 2 cents on everything. If you're feeling a little, like anxious or sad or whatever it is, be a little gentler with yourself and just kind of see what happens. But anyways, let's get this freaking meditation rocking. We are on the clock with 22 minutes. And I've said this previously, but the allotted time for transcendental meditation is usually 15 to 20 minutes. But I do those 2 extra minutes because it kind of just helps me warm up before I get into it. And I've noticed it definitely makes a difference. There is kind of like this threshold of almost doing it too much. You know, I've tried like 25 minutes doing this, 30 minutes doing this. I don't really see a point in going past the 2 minutes. You know, once I get to those, like the end of those 2 minutes and we actually get into the meditation, I'm pretty freaking warmed up. So I've come to realize that 22 minutes is kind of like my sweet spot for this. So anyways, if y'all want to meditate with me with this specific form of meditation, transcendental meditation, check the description below. Take that prompt, that ChatGPT prompt, plug it in with your individual responses. The more detailed, the better. And then you'll have your own personalized transcendental meditation mantra. And you can come back to this video and freaking rock this meditation with me. So let us freaking begin. 22 minutes. So let's go. All right. Oh man. Where to even begin? Oh man, that was... I have no words. What I did notice though was the fact that anytime that I was gentle, coming back to the mantra, and not even coming back to the mantra, it's almost like my thought pattern, or just my body in general, like my thought process, chose the path of least resistance. Very interesting, because it's not like I needed to put any effort forth. Like, as long as I was being gentle, it's almost like I was transcending from, physical sensations, thoughts, feelings, and perceptions. Like, it was just this realm of nothing. It was really cool. And it's interesting because I heard this podcast, highly recommend, by the way, to anyone. Tony Robbins, Alex Hormozzi, pretty recent from when I'm going to drop this video. And Tony Robbins defined transcending roughly like this: exiting the trance. And that was like a very aha moment for me, because I noticed any time that I get into this meditation, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm exiting the trance of everyday life, like identifying as me, Christian Ware, going about whatever I'm doing in my life. Like, this pulls me out of it, and it just allows me to completely rest. So that is pretty much freaking it for today. That I really got nothing to add to that. That was just a really freaking awesome meditation. But anyways, I will see y'all tomorrow. We're gonna hit some back, get our meditations in. So I'll probably see you for tomorrow's meditation first, and then we got some back destruction to do. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But anyways, I will see y'all then. Have a good night. Thank you for joining.